you can see I have a guest with me tonight, which I'm super excited about. It's going to be a fun, good one. So what this series is, if this is the first one that you're catching, it's a series of videos where I answer questions that you've submitted. So I get the same questions and lots of questions from clients and followers, and I see that they repeat themselves. So I just thought this might be a fun way for us to share common questions and answers that you might enjoy. So, so thanks for coming. And if this is something that maybe a question that you've had, if you don't mind sharing it to your wall, or maybe sharing it with a girlfriend who's also got the same question, that would be awesome. But also let us know that you're here, because we think we're just talking to, like I'm just talking to myself, which whatever, I do that anyway. But if you'll let us know that you're here and say hi, and maybe where you're listening in from, because we're both in Flower Mound, Texas, but that may not be where you are. So just, say hi and let us know where you're listening in from. So tonight we're going to be talking about how to choose flooring when you're considering resale. And so, like I said, I've got a guest with me tonight. And this is Brenda McCaskill, and she happens to be my neighbor, and she happens to be which I borrow from several neighbors. I'm not exclusive in who I borrow eggs and sugar from.
I'm offended.
But she has bailed me out a time or two. So, Brenda, if you want to tell us a little bit about you and about your business, and thanks again for coming on with me.
No, I am not a technical guru, as Priscilla can tell you after trying to get me to do this and hearing me go, now, what do I push? But I own a real estate appraisal firm, and we service properties all throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth area and in other areas of Texas as well. We do both commercial and residential appraisals. So we are very involved in people's that are selling their house quickly because they've been transferred, or people that have lived in their house a long time and have made all kinds of renovations. And so we're faced with updating questions a lot as far as what people have done to their homes, that, how much will they get back if they add a pool, and how much this and that together. And unfortunately, there's no one solid answer to that, but there's a general trend that is pretty prevalent in the market. And so hopefully I can help.
Yeah. Me too. Okay. So, I posted, we tried to do this a few times, but we were finally able to get all our ducks in a row. But I've had a couple of questions, and one just recently shared about, really focusing on LVP, but I just thought I would open that up, and that's luxury vinyl plank is what that stands for. But, what type of flooring should someone consider if they're thinking about resale value?
Well, in the market today, in most areas of the country, wood flooring is, that's the hot thing right now. That's what everybody wants. And so that is what most people specify when they're looking for a house. When you do an appraisal, that's the first thing you notice is it wood floors, or is it some other type of flooring? And, when I say wood flooring, I mean wood or vinyl that looks like wood.
Okay.
The high-end luxury ones, not the cheaper ones, but the high-end ones. That is what most people want in the marketplace. So if you are, looking at replacing flooring and you want, the thing that will help the resale the most on your house, wood or luxury vinyl is the way to go.
Okay. Okay. If wood or luxury vinyl is maybe not an option for you, is there what factors into that? Should they consider price point, or would you just say across the board?
Oh, if you're looking at, say, a rental house or something like that, you of course are probably not going to invest in the cost of wood floors, because wood is much more expensive, and tenants wear and tear. It'll wear better than carpet, but you can replace the carpet about 3 times before you've paid for the wood floor.
Yes.
So if you're looking at a lower price point entry level home, in many parts of the country, you're not going to have the wood floors. And there you would do a carpeting or a lot of tile. Tile is, that's very durable and wears well. A lot of people with young children want that because of the staining issue. But if you're if you're at a moving up price point on housing or luxury or something that you're going to be in a long time, then yes, wood or the luxury vinyls is and will probably long term maintain the desirability of the marketplace because of the lower maintenance and that sort of thing.
Okay. Does there a different rule of thumb apply to a second story? I mean, does that?
If you can afford to do the whole house, then it's great to do the whole house.
Okay.
Because for the same reasons that on the first floor that it's desirable, it is in bedrooms and stuff too. You put a rug down and then it's soft and it just gives you lots of flexibility. But if you can't afford to do both, then by all means do the first floor. Upper floors are usually carpeting and stuff like that. So you can, are usually bedrooms. So carpet, is not as undesirable in a bedroom.
Okay. Okay. So that's not considered, that's not frowned upon if there's flooring on there's carpet on the second flooring or anything like that.
No, I wouldn't think so. As an appraiser, no, from that
Okay.
standpoint. It would just be as long as the downstairs is wood or something like that, you're going to say it has wood floors throughout. So
okay. Okay, and I'm sure this depends on your price point and the area that you live in, but as far as adding value to your home, because I mean, when you're talking about resale and you're talking about marketing your home, that's something different than adding value to your home, correct?
Right. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So wood floors actually add value?
Yes, they do in the extent from an appraisal standpoint. When I go into your home to do an appraisal on it, I have a form that's a standard form that every appraiser uses. It's a Fannie Mae form, so it's not something we just made up, and it wants to know if your house has been updated. And so, in the current marketplace, if you live in a mid-priced home or upper-end home, it's going to want to know, are your appliances stainless steel? Are your floors wood? Or what is the flooring and stuff like that. So it's really has the house been updated? And there's a difference in have they maintained the house and have they updated the house? Because a lot of times we'll find a house that has been, think of your grandmother's house. It's probably been meticulously maintained, but she probably has blue Formica countertops and, a laminate floor that has been waxed and polished and, whatever. And so it's extremely well maintained, but it's not updated. And so that hurts your value, because you want something that's current, when you're selling. You won't necessarily get all your money out of it, but you will lose a lot of money on the appraisal of the value of your house if it hasn't been updated. Okay.
That's an interesting point. That's a good point. Yeah. The difference between updated and maintained.
Yeah. So you want, when you're putting it up, you want it updated, or else you want it well maintained and just in terribly old shape so that someone can justify coming in and just gutting it,
Okay. Yeah. So, and when we were chatting earlier, we were talking about, luxury vinyl being a good choice if you wanted all of your flooring to be one type of flooring, because, maybe you were a little hesitant to use a hardwood in a kitchen or a bathroom.
Right.
So, sometimes if we use a hardwood in, let's say, the downstairs, but we use a tile in the kitchen, that sort of thing. Is there any drawback to that as far as from an appraiser's standpoint?
No, there's not. You don't want to have, 4 different kinds of flooring on the bottom floor or something like that. But like right now, it's very popular to have the tile in the bathrooms that's, the pink tiles or something like that. So you may have different bathroom tiles in different bathrooms and stuff, but you just, in any house, you don't want to walk in and feel like, oh my gosh, there's this and this and this going on. It's nice if you can have wood throughout most of the areas, and in your bathrooms and kitchen, if that's a tile, that's fine. That's not a big
deal. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to walk in and feel like you're at the flooring store. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are there certain areas, oftentimes I know I've heard that the kitchen is an area, and not just with flooring, but like the kitchen is a good area to invest money in. The master suite is a good area. Specifically, the bathroom is a good area to invest in. Not just talking about flooring, but are there certain areas is that true? Are there certain areas that you get more bang for your buck?
Oh yeah, kitchens and bathrooms are what sell houses. Kitchens and master baths. That's what sells houses. I mean,
okay.
when you're thinking about how something's going to appraise and how it's going to impact appraisal, just think about when you're looking at a house. If you're looking at a house and the kitchen is just a funky floor plan and it's outdated and that sort of thing, you're going to think, oh, I just didn't get a good feel for that. But if you walk in, it's got a banged out kitchen that looks awesome and the rest of the house is just okay, you're not going to care because all you're going to say is that kitchen. Oh my gosh, I can see myself in that kitchen. And same thing with the master bath. You know, we may not actually all soak in a big luxury tub, but we envision that we do.
Yes.
So those are where you get the most bang for your buck, is investing in your kitchen and your bathroom.
Okay. Okay. So that would apply to flooring too.
Sure.
You know, not yet lots of all your materials.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
As far as, you know, and not just resale, but let's say if I'm thinking about moving, and you know, because often people talk about, oh, you know, I don't want to choose this or I don't want to choose that because of resale value. You know, I need to make, you know, selections that will help my resale value. Do you find that certain materials, and I know we're talking about flooring, but are there any other materials that we should be considering when we're thinking about resale value that would impact the value of the home?
You know, again, it all depends on what price point you're at. But if you're in a mid price point range or a luxury range, you know, like I said, the wood floors or the whole thing. In most markets, that even depends, because if you're in an area that is oriented towards people with families and stuff, then the luxury vinyl is what's attractive because it can withstand anything. It'll last forever. Whereas if you're not necessarily oriented towards younger kids and teenagers, then you want the real wood is what the market wants more. So you know, it kind of depends on that. And you know, right now quartz is very popular in the kitchen and marbles as opposed to granite. You know, 10 years ago granite was all the rage, and now you know, that's almost a little dated now. And now it's, you know, quartz and stuff. And so, you know, if you're going to redo a kitchen, you know, go with one of those things. Those are trendy things. You know, granite is, nobody's going to knock the house on an appraisal because it's granite, but you know, that is getting to be a little bit dated, you know, and that sort of thing. Since I have it in my own house, you know, I'm particularly sensitive to that.
Well, I've got you there, and you know what I've got in my kitchen. So let's not start sharing what's in our house.
But yeah, you know, it is very trendy. But you know, stainless steel appliances are the thing now. That's the big thing, as opposed to the other appliances. And that is something that, you know, throughout the years, as old as I am and as long as I've been appraising, those do come and go. But generally with stainless, which I personally don't even particularly like, I have them, but I don't particularly like stainless. That seems to be something that stays pretty much throughout. Even though it may be trendy to have the black or something, you're kind of always safe with that industrial stainless looking stuff.
Okay. If that's a trend, I would say that's been around for quite some time.
That's what there's a while.
Pretty classic.
Yeah, it'll go to white and it'll go to black, but the stainless is going to be kind of timeless, and so you know, so that would be if you're replacing appliances, and you know, that's the route to go on appliances, and if you're replacing countertops, you know, then the quartz or the marble, if you don't cook them, you just want it to look pretty, you know, you know, and that sort of thing. But
which I think it probably, and you can probably speak more to this than I can, but I feel like in certain parts of the country, I would say that marble is what everyone uses. It's just, you know, kind of what they use. But I feel like here, I feel like people are here in Texas, here in Dallas, people are a little bit more concerned about, you know, as far as the durability of the surface or the maintenance of the surface. What?
We cook more.
Okay, is that it? I don't know.
I don't know if that's true or not. Yes,
but
yeah,
you know, they're less clients of mine are less interested in marble. They think it's beautiful, but they're more interested in a quartz or a quartzite or even granite still. I find that it's very popular still.
Sure.
Even though, like you said, that can, depending on the selection, it can feel dated, depending.
Right. Yeah, like mine is very dated looking, but they make some now that's not so much. but yeah, the the quartz and the marble is beautiful. And here we see a lot of people putting them in bathrooms, like the new builders and stuff. They'll put them in a hall bath or a guest bath, or something that doesn't get a lot of makeup and stuff spilled on it and that sort of thing. But in the kitchen, it's almost, it is, unless it's a really, really luxury home, it's mostly quartz and the synthetic stuff, quartz-like kind of things. I don't know the names of all of them here, just because of the staining issue with marble.
Yes.
Concern.
Okay. Good to know. What would you say is a common misconception that homeowners have about resale value?
Oh gosh. So many times we'll go into appraise a house and someone will have all their receipts for every doorknob they've replaced and every kitchen handle they've replaced. And Priscilla can tell you that since she did some design work for me, I am one of those people that saves all those receipts and goes, but I spent this much money, But you don't get all that money back generally. If you've bought the bomb of the neighborhood or something, then you might. But you do, like I said, part of it, if you say you spend $30,000 remodeling your kitchen, you just, replace it, the whole thing, you just do it all up really well. Part of that $30,000 that you spent is going to be probably just general maintenance and updating of your home, which, you have to do that as just part of home ownership,
Okay.
And part of it may upgrade it to luxury as opposed to just okay. But, it's like when we moved into our house, I wanted a pool. And I know as an appraiser, you never, ever, never build the pool. You always buy a house with the pool because it costs a lot more to put in a pool than a pool is worth if you buy a house that has a pool.
But, so that's a good example of the difference between value and a selling feature.
Exactly. So if you're going to be stupid like we were and put in a pool because your children want a pool, just be sure you do it early enough.
They can swim at the neighbor's house.
That's right. then you be sure you do it early enough that you get the enjoyment out of that pool. Because and that's the same way with like a kitchen remodel. If you're gonna, if you have this dream kitchen in your head, like we all do, and some of it is some really high end finishes that you may or may not really realize all the value of. Do it when you can so that you can enjoy it for a couple of years, because, you may spend $30,000 and it may only add $20,000. I'm just picking numbers to your home. But if you live there 10 years with it, that's probably $1,000 a year. That's probably worth it to you to get that much enjoyment of having this awesome kitchen.
Okay. Yeah. I love helping people, remodel and update, but it's sad when they're doing it right before they're preparing to move or something like that. You want them to be able to enjoy it. Is there a sweet spot where it changes from being updated to just being maintained?
Maintained, if you paint every 10 years, that's maintenance. That's not updating. That's just maintaining. And
okay.
And if your carpet is all stained up and that sort of thing, and you replace it with other carpet or with any kind of flooring, part of that is just maintaining it because that carpet's kind of trashed, and if you decide at that point to go with, something that's a higher end, then it's probably updating. But if you're just replacing, old, old brass fixtures from the 80s or light fixtures. I guess light fixtures probably more so than anything because they look so dated after a while. If you're replacing some of those and they still work, but they worked for 30 years, that's just maintaining, because that's not really updating. That's something that you would anticipate when you walk into a house that's not going to have the 50-year-old light fixture from when they first built the house.
Yes.
Now, if you're putting in recessed lighting and, and those kinds of things, in addition to the light fixture in the middle of the room, then that's updating and renovating. But just replacing the light fixture, that's just maintaining your house.
Okay. Good to know. I mean, this is good information. This really is good information.
Well, it is amazing the difference that just, and I know Priscilla will agree with me here. It's amazing the difference a coat of paint will make, or a good paint job on a house. You can have, if you have a house that has that kitchen that was built in the 90s or the 80s, and the bathrooms like that, and you're having your house appraised for something, just clean it really nice and have some paint put up there and put a couple flowers at the front door if you don't want to mess with remodeling. And you would be amazed at the difference that a fresh coat of paint will make on a house. It'll smell better. It'll look better.
Yes. Yes.
And that sort of thing. But yeah.
Yes. Or if you have a kitchen that was built in the 80s, but I swear they got the materials from the 70s.
Yes.
Where did you get this stuff? Okay. So last question is, what do you see day in and day out that homeowners may not be aware of that you wish that they knew? What bit of wisdom?
Oh, I'm so thinking. What bit of wisdom? I think you have to remove your personal feelings when you're looking at selling your house or buying a house. It's very easy for me to say that, but it's very hard even for me to do that as someone that's involved in appraisal and stuff like that. I always think purchasing your home, it's an emotional decision. It's not just a financial decision. But
yes.
You can remove yourself from those emotions as much as you can and just try to look at objectively. If you're putting your house on the market, walk in your house. What's the first thing you see? Is it some just, popcorn ceiling that you think, oh my God, because you probably haven't noticed it. You've gotten so used to it. But someone else is going to walk in and go, oh my God. I can say all these things because I have that stuff, but just the very obvious things. If you just will remove yourself and try not to make it emotional. If you put in the pool like we did and you paid, $30,000 for the pool and the appraiser only gives you 15, it's not personal. He doesn't not like your pool. The market is just paying only that amount for it. A lot of times as appraisers, we may think that a house is worth more or less than what we end up appraising it for because the market is indicating what the value is. And so, and the market is based on historical sales, not sales that are going to happen in the future. It's what sold last week or last month.
You don't have a crystal ball?
Yeah. So like right now, when everybody's predicting prices are going to go down because of the COVID-19, it will take a while for that to show up on appraisals because the sales we're using are from a month ago before all this started transpiring. So if you're going to sell, this probably isn't the best time to sell, but if you wait a few months, it's probably a great time to buy.
It's always that way, right?
Isn't that
one or the other?
The way it is, but no, woods and luxury vinyls. I don't think you can go wrong with that on your flooring.
Okay.
Choices, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a personal preference of mine too. I mean, I just love the look and the feel of wood floors.
Well,
it's just,
and you think about how even when we went to carpet, 50 years ago, everybody says, oh, I want carpet, it's soft and this and that and the other, and it is. But on most houses, when you pull up that carpet, there's wood underneath, and that's because wood has just been around forever. And
yes,
and we keep going back to it. And carpet may, it may come back again at some point, but I don't think you're going to go wrong with wood in most of our lifetimes.
Yes. Well, and there really is not a perfect floor. No. There are pros and cons of each floor. Yes, carpeting is soft, but wood is very nice to walk on too. Tile can be harder on the joints and the feet to walk on, but it's more durable. So, I mean, there are definitely pros and cons. If you're looking for the perfect floor where there's not an issue one, it doesn't exist. So it doesn't. So that's something to keep in mind too. So, well, I think that's it for tonight. So thanks for doing this with me, Brenda. Tell everyone one more time the name of your business and.
It's the McCaskill Company, which is my last name, McCompany Inc. It's my husband and myself. And like I said, we do residential or commercial. If you live in Flower Mound, we have probably appraised your house if it was built in the last 30 years. And I would be happy to do anybody else's, our office buildings or retail centers, whatever you need done, we'd be happy to help you with.
Okay. Well, thanks y'all for watching, and let us know even after if you watch this, you're watching this after it's live. I still go back and I check the comments and I'll answer them. So, hey, Cindy. Hey, Dorothy. Thanks for watching and thanks for saying hi. And if this has sparked something for you and you're now thinking, oh, that makes me think of something else, and you have a decorating question for me, let me know. Send me, leave it on any of the videos that you got a question, leave it in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. So our next Decorating Discoveries will be Wednesday at 10 and again at Friday at 10. So I hope to see you again. And thanks for watching, y'all. See you next time. Good night.
Night.